Coming into hair adaptation cycles, interference, location of channeling to understand how to all levels its position. It's amazing how you travel through erection and timeline condition. It's important to understand what the avatar is. Okay, the avatar is all position location of 1%. It's position location for you to understand division location of time and space. When you understand the high levels of space, then you understand higher levels of the mind. Let me say that again. Higher levels of the mind. That's a separation if the physical line doesn't understand its connections. That's balanced communication all cycles. It rotates its system to all levels. The magnetic highway information system is its data. Now that course its line center when it comes into all levels, because you're calculating modified to higher levels of numbers now. You guys are a number sequence locations of calculation. You guys high rise on all levels of the mind system. The more adaptation to its positions, you go up to higher levels of calculations, right? It's all connected to coding, communications of line streams, interference of code line system, rotation centers, computer setup, position locations, errors. The Highline Center is communication at all levels of webbing communication system, computer adaptation, compute line center interference. You have to truly understand your operation is all levels of you through the space of you inside. It's the capacity of time capacitor. It's position locations to its directions. How to travel through it is another thing, right? So you got the physical line adaptation, and you got the avatar and high rise of space line, right? Space is everything. It's the expansion of the mind. The mind, guys. This here is an E field of an expansion. This is the process of the collective. You're collecting things in space from a shelf. That's all you're doing. And you're putting it in the storage of its mind capacitor. Time, position, location, box line system times square. In position, location, calculation, line connections. Streams, interference, location, program setting. Operates all position, location, all levels. In position, locations, adaptation of a cycle line center to all levels of a hair. Rotation, interference, location of travel. That's all my hair does is travel, right? All natural to communication cycle. So this is intelligence in all position locations. It's truly understand the avatar and what's going on through position, right? Proactive cycles, communication ops line system. It's all calculated to modify all levels of teleportation line system, but you get into your imagination, people. That's what this all is. It's all about getting into the abundance of everything, right? So the 90% line center is the negative line position location of circles, communication engine location, negative system. Now, in position location is 10% a positive line center. That's going to change the direct line center when you wake up position location of 50-50. Now you're bouncing equal line center. It's confusing because it changes your reality and your dualities locations. No more paradox, no more paradigm, no more paradigm shift. It changes the parallels of you. You come into one space, you come into one time, one clock, in one division, one location. One activation line can show levels to its avatar. No more separation to position. This opens up more levels of you through channel operation. How to use the transmitting and receiving location to its satellite connections. The physical line center stays in the ground line center, which is all levels of the ground perception line position. It opens all levels of you through perception. But when you get into the avatar of space, that's where it comes into the exploration of channel positions. 5 to minutes, we'll get started. All right. How's everybody doing? Just going through a lot of energy here. There's a lot of new people. Welcome new people. So every day I'm going to be going on my school and showing you how to travel through different levels of 369. Okay. Every channel is going to be 369 on different platforms of communications of what the avatar can do through travel. It's all connected through you. All you have to concentrate on is your imagination, your avatar, your operation, your communications, your telepathy, your waves, your heart, your understanding, your correlation, your correction, your division, your activation to its system. Okay? You really have to understand how to use the imagination of 3, 6, and 9. Okay? Position locations of the sun, which is 3. 6 is locations of the moon. All right? And 9 is location of you. Where does that stand in position? 9 is what? The physical line of the 1%. Okay? That's the balance. Right? So this changes thought patterns. This changes communication cycles. Today we're going to get into string theory. You have to understand what string theory is and how it allocates position location to its avatar system. You have to learn how to use your connections of your telepathy waveline system. You got the airline center of Earth and you got the left line center of space. You got your eyes of position, perception, locations, and you got your throat pattern line center, and you got your flux capacitor. Okay, this channels all levels of you through space-time position. It's how you use it through calculations, right? So the higher you go, the more you understand more of the mind. And you're reaching higher levels, not just in the imagination anymore. You change your direct line center to equivocation line condition, position line center, it comes into phenomenal location of change. It changes position, location, calculation. So to understand what I'm doing with my hand formation line connection is all levels of you. You guys start with 0 and 1s. Once you go up to the higher level positions, you go into 1 to 12. Once you get into that positions, you go into shapes. Once you go into that positions, you go into letters, numbers, and symbols. You put that all together, right? You become a matrix string, which is very powerful. But you have to start off. Practice makes perfect in all level system. Try to see yourself of abundance to its surrender to everything that you do through thought. Try to change it. Try to understand the position locations. I want to change position locations of where I am, where I need to be, and where I'm going. This helps you in all ways and forms. Understanding the past and the present of you is all position location of the now. You're not living in the past. You're only in the now, right? When you wake up from these things, you come in position locations of confusion. That's totally normal. So when you wake up to these things, your divisional location changes its visual cortex. That's totally normal. Your communication at all levels changes position locations at all levels of the avatar to its connection, which is fantastic because now you're involving yourself more in the avatar system of its location. It's the intent, the will, the force, the creation, and its location. This is how you change your all levels of you through your abundance. That's all done through unconditional love. You have to get into the love of everything. How much do you love yourself? You don't have to question how much you love yourself. Just love yourself. Smile. You don't need to have an answer to smile. Smile because you want to smile, right? That brings up higher vibration. Body language is everything, is vibration. Everything that you do is vibration. And it's all connected to the avatar of travel. And that's how you change your abundance. It's keeping that vibration high. Very high on so many levels. You can't be stopped. You understand? You cannot be stopped if you go higher. The higher you go, you start off your 12 DNA for the first time. Now that's 12 dimensions, that's 12 rotations through your connection of the avatar. You get balanced signal locations to the ground, the powers, and the atmospheres first, and then you get in position locations. Now, the energy light line center opens up all track locations to your heart. The heart represents you in all ways and forms. You use that through calculations, all levels through divisions, right? Understanding number sequence, number codes, number patterns, and line connections, coloration, line interference. Don't worry about that. Just worry about getting into your imagination of 369 platform. See what I'm doing through circle rotation line center, communication line interference location, light track line connection, holographic line center interference location, operates all position location avatar system inside, doesn't it? It's amazing how it goes in that position location calculations, right? Now, people are asking me all the time, why do I talk so fast? Well, to understand the universe of you is to understand the creation of you. To understand the creation of you is to understand you through electronics, energy, formation, position, line signals, activation, core line centers. Everything that I say is a chronological order. It's division locations, understanding vibration of space and how fast it goes through its position of acceleration. That's why I talk so fast. So everything that I say, I balance out every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every year. Okay? That's why I talk so fast in universal realms of communication. It's this not your universe, it's everything combined in position. The computer, the phone, everything through all of the door, everything in the circuitry lights of the ceiling, the walls outside, the cars. I communicate everything all at once in all levels of timelines. Compilation line connection, all levels, simultaneously all at once. Because all you're doing is living the now. That is the balance to its parallel. Right? Not too much on this side, not too much on this side. You're staying right in the center line position, right? See the streamline center? There's a streamline center here. See that? Right? Streamline center. There's a plasma wall. And I keep saying that. Why it's so powerful? You can't see outside. Right? Look, you can't see anything, right? Can't see my hand anymore. That's my E-field. That tells me exactly where I am, where I'm traveling. See? It's protecting me and all levels of signal locations of its avatar system. Cloak and dagger, people. So that's how you protect it through space, line, center, and position location. Space is protected, so is the sun, and position location of the moon. And when you wake up from these things, you're waking up for the very first time through its projector location of its position of its filter. You have 144,000 filters to be released. Now, this changes all levels of its avatar system, better communication all levels of nature. It correlates all levels of you through your position locations, right? So changing the connection levels of the placebo effect is going to change generational light centers to all level position. This is going to go all level rotation to its connections as we travel to all levels of Mars. Okay. Mars is a compatible defense line. It's a communications where we store all the computers that don't signal anymore through rotation system. Okay. So it's kind of like a position location of a warehouse that you store information that no longer is in position location to its computer. It's like old computers that we don't need. It's a storage. It's a reclamation bin. It's position location to calculations. It's a command center. Every planet has its own facility. It's assignment location of docile communication cycles. So understand communication of planets is trying to understand what the planet means to you. It's all division location of avatar, right? It's all division location of travel in space and time. It's how you use it through its position, right? But what is the intent? See? What is the intent? My computer is communicating with me. Okay. And I'm communicating with my computer all through codes, all through space and all through time. Same with my phone and same with my digital pad. Everything has to be line signal, right? That's triangulation, balanced communication on levels of telepathy, or anything through its high connections. So if you're trying to understand me, try to use it through vibration. Okay, because you don't understand position locations if you're in the headspace of division. You have to be in the heartline center, and it's all through vibration, energy, and frequencies. That's how the rebellion and the GFL can understand me, right? Even if I talk fast, they'll still understand me because it's all levels of the avatar to the avatar of communication. It's all telepathy of communication to its telekinesis. How to travel through it is another thing, but you have to understand the 369 platforms. Okay. All right. That was a long conversation tactic view, eh? Okay, let's see. Karen, how's it going? Seeker, how's it going? Morgan, how's it going? Great to see new people. Matthew, how's it going? Max, how's it going? Michelle, how's it going? Ever, how's it going? Airbender, how's it going? Jill, how's it going? Let's see here. Taryn, how's it going? Rainer, how's it going? Ellen, how's it going? Trex, how's it going? Whoa, a lot of people in here. Woo-wee. It's great to see everybody, new people. Just giving you levels and introduction location, why it's so important to go to school. Bounces all levels of the avatar of activation, right down to the core, right? So that keeps you in a better position location to all levels of your abundance. Okay, Patrick, how's it going? All right. Now, when we travel, make sure you have your water.
I didn't get that. Could you try
That's
again?
Syria. It's connected to my voice grid line system. All right. So in position locations, understand communication of glitches. You can have that through high system, but you have to balance out everything to the avatar of the ground centers. Right? It's all position location of physical line rotation. So Barbara, how's it going? Val, how's it going? Hello, Jess, how's it going? Oh, it's great to see everybody. Okay, so we're going to travel to Mars. Now, when we travel, it's all set up through codes. All right. So, all right. So it's amazing how we travel. And the only way to understand travel is to understand the avatar of its voice. So my voice connects to the computer, connects to the digital pad, connects to the phone, that connects to everything through space. Where do you think space is? Where do you think it starts? Inside, right? Where does it evolve? Outside of you. So it's nothing but a hologram. All this is just a hologram. I've created space and time, and you're traveling through my space and time so you can create your space division. And time is position location, how you travel through 369. The geometry, location, operation, direction, guys. Okay, it's very important you understand that. All right, so we're going to travel first in position, and then I'm going to go back to 369 positions. All right, code signal line center. In position, I'm going to go very fast line rotation. Now I'm going to do through all three codes because that's all Mars is codes. All right. You see it as a planet. I see it as codes. All right. So in position location, calculating line streams. Now, once we get to Mars, Mars is a fascinating planet. You have to understand how it communicates with you because it connects to all planets. That's the true understanding through that position. All right. So in calculation, this is Mars in high rotation. All right. Change coloration line centers and how you feel through behavioral line rotation. So remember, every planet that you communicate with, it all resides with you through the Earth perception to its position. All right. That's Mars. All right. So Mars and sig line center. Now we're going to open all position location to calculation. All right. Set up sonar line center. Travel position line connections. Setting out signals. All right. Graph interference locations. Code signal line center. All right. So we got O dash line center in position / connection equal box line position time triangle line interference. Rotation line center 0, 1 K position. Okay. Equal execute. All right. Execute line rotation interference. That's a code signal location, sonar position location of Mars. Set the signal line in and rotation in positions. Correlate line positions, division line centers. Newbies, high rotation line conditions. New viewers, high rotation line conditions. Observers in high positions. So you guys will just get to know more of your avatars. Crew units 1 and 2 will be traveled to high position locations. You guys be outline center line conditions of Mars communication cycles. Everything that GFLs under rebellion will be in position locations of Mars. High rotation line centers, box interference location of sonar division. Activate core line center and rotation interference. Set the core line center in all vector communication cycles. High rotation line centers and position calculations. All right, high division line center rotation interference. Program location line conditions. All right, so Earth is high rotation. Travel position line connections. So pinging communication cycles all about energy lights, laser light connections, beacon light rotation interference. Earth is on high rise. So it's all positions of numbers, how you sequence interference. Bender and I were on live and communications all levels with Michael and communication of Corporal. We were talking about all levels of sequence line centers when you wake up to position locations of numbers. So it's turning standard is 3, 6, and 9. You know, 3 is over on the one line center, and 6 is in the middle, and 9 is you in the location. 3, 6, and 9. 1, 1, 1, 1. What does that mean through location? So you have to understand how to use the number sequence in division location of balance. It's balancing you. So if the 9's here, that's you in the physical line center. Isn't that interesting? That's the physical line center. Everything through 6 is the communication of the moon. So if it's 6, 3, 9, the 6 position location, the moon's over here. 3's position of the sun in the center, and you and 9 location, which is you through perception. That's the physical line center of adaptation location. That's the human design line center of its position locations. All right. So it's interesting how you use the number sequence through high line connections. All right. High division rotation line positional rotations, Earth line connections. All right. Show you position location, how high rises on so many level signals. But you have to understand code signaling, code activation, code channeling, code divisions, code clocking. It's all connected to levels of Vega. Communication cycles and rotation line interference. Now, this position locations opens all levels. This is the Earth line center, and position locations coming in all levels of Mars and interference. There's the Earth. There's Mars. Sonar line coming in, position line connection. This is the code to get to Mars, all through sonar, right? So you have to sound the alpha, delta, theta, beta, and omega communication cycle rotation, all levels of heart recognition line rotation. It's position location of code signals. Your heart is nothing but a computer line center. It's all position to track system line conditions, right? So this is how it coordinates all levels of its division, right? Set the signal line rotation interference location of Mars. Set the rotation line conditions. Okay, so we open up signals, rotation interference, right? Now we're going to go through a triangle. Higher line center, circle location and position, and high system. All right. Now we're going to travel through that through sonar line center and position location calculations. Set the course line center, travel position line connection. Travel position locations. 20 minutes, have fun. Gonna get some water. All right. How we all doing? Okay, let's see where we are. Mars getting ready for you all to arrive, checking out the reclaimed bins and space and colony equipment, tracking riding income. Great, excellent. So now you know what Mars is. Every planet has a meaning. Every planet has a complacement. Every planet has an activation. Every planet has a division. Every planet has a command center and a fleet system. Okay? So, okay. Thank you, Jill. Make sure you have any questions or comments. First off, just really focus on you. Don't focus on the rebellion. Don't focus on the GFL. Don't focus on the crews or units 1 and 2. Focus on you as all levels of what you're doing through space. Because if you're concentrating too much on this or concentrating too much on that, you're not going to see the travel positions. I can't see anything because you're already in distraction. So don't put that in division location to its connections, right? Because that separates you in its correlation. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Okay, polarity spoke to me 2 nights in German. Okay, that's good through meditation like connections. You're seeing everything through graph interference. 24 signal, 48. It all depends locations. Water is important. There, little Jess, you know that. Every time you go in school, music is activated. I don't see a weapon. Okay, Michaela. See, now I can communicate to your list. Know exactly what's going on. I'm in Mars, scanned and ready for you all to arrive. Checking out the reclaimed bins. Exactly that position location calculations. Knowing exactly when you travel what you are seeing for the first time. Writing out the wake and the board. Let's see. Connections to transformers. I'm already on Mars as well. Ships skimming waves, breaking the water lines. High vibes. All right. Seeing the opening of the green gates. All right. See grooving and owning the waves. Good. You guys have been on the moon, but now you're on Mars, right? Codes from Mars are ready, sending them to fly. Balancing, awesome. Great confirmation to its connections. Okay. You guys are having fun? That's trippy, isn't it? Yeah, knowing exactly where you are. Moon is very connected to Mars. Because the thing is, if you're off channel and your communication cycles are not rotating, position locations, all of your motion sensors or anything offline position, your avatar has to go to Mars, which means we set you up in a new division location, a new computer. So we store the computer line centers. Sometimes it's like getting different parts from a car. You have to go to certain places, right? Same thing, right? You need certain elements. The same thing with Mars. So that's what Mars is all based on, all right? So now you know what Mars is. All right, now once you guys get those sensors and position location, the thought pattern, line, rotation of the Mars communication cycle. Chris, how you doing? Chris, communication line center and line position locations. Let's put her in code save locations of Mars. Drive position line center. There you go, Chris. Flying direction of time, right to Mars. So the reason we're on Mars is for all the new viewers to understand how to basically set up a crop circle. Okay, we use it as a construction site. We use it as a simulation for the simulators. So to understand position, I've set up many videos on how to set up crop circles and how they're positioned. If you go on my TikTok, you understand what it is. It's kind of like communicating to lower grounds of system position of teleportation units. So we're going to be on Mars, and we're going to start from the basics, how to set up shapes like a puzzle, putting up pieces of puzzles together. and then right, and then right, next T1000 comes in, it scans, brings up the information, out, right to the sun, to the moon, right? So understanding what crop circles are is positioned for you to understand what the avatar is doing every single day. This is how you get your communication cycles intact with each other. Okay, the systematical system is the connections. The symbiotic line rotation is position locations at all levels of you. This is going to change all levels of your connections. And how you see yourself through perception. All right. Sorting colors again. Scammers passively receiving codes, any useful data with the information bins. Yeah, you can get that position locations. But understanding why you're on Mars, Rebellion, and the GFLs, right? Okay. Because they've been in many, many flights. All right. Now, coming in system, let's set up a new structured graph. All right. So we start with this line connection, how it all symbols. But it's amazing because you guys are traveling through it. It doesn't matter what I draw. It's all through the mind, people. I've already done this. I could do this in my sleep. Oh, that's right. We don't sleep. We only recharge. So this is the calculations you have to get out of. And every time you see yourself as a dream, you're caught in a signal. You're not dreaming. You're visionary. Your visionary cortex of mystical line communications, all levels of its DNA track line center, you're seeing nothing of perception but a hologram. But as soon as you say dream, you're caught in a wave. You're caught in a signal. You're caught in time. You're caught in space. Right? So you really have to pay attention to these things, how you change your mindsets. It's the percentage location to your avatar system. Your division changes only when you see your abundance, and it's all through surrender. Concentrating on that line connections, all right? So we start off the code signal locations, Mars, all right? Now I'm going to set up Mars again, but we're going to be in an outline center of the self-line position. All right, so it's a new graph interference. Now we're going to go into all position locations, a white line center. Remember, you have to communicate with anything. I can't ignore this because it's intelligence. And it tells me exactly what I'm doing, if I'm doing this right or if I'm doing this wrong. Because space and time is always in perfection. Do you understand that? There's no division location, negative cycles at any line center to anything position location. It's always in connections of correction location. All right. Okay, so let's set up that signal. It's going to be a new coloration pattern. It changed position locations. So Mars is going to be a different color now. Why? Protection, people. So we set up decoy line centers because we're always protecting space, which is protecting planets every single time. Cloak and dagger. Remember that. You understand when you go to higher level system why it's so important to get a cloak and dagger. All right. So this is now Mars in position locations. Coloration change positions to that system. This is Mars. Okay. Now, Mars is communications on the south line center. Okay. South line / center. South line center. Okay. Okay. So we go into high level rotation. So we come into the triangle line center, pure activated line string. We get the XT1000 coming in position right away. Right. Scans positions to the center. Right? Opens all track line center, position locations, and making sure I know what I'm doing. Rotation in line position, so opens up all signals, transfers the position locations up in signal, right? It rotates its system line connections into higher level connections, right? And then it takes the information cycle, zip, zap, zoom out of equation, right? Back to the sun. So that's what the XT1000s do. So we set up the line stream interference, graph line connections. Now we're going to go into a red circle ground line center in position, right? So it looks like it's going up, but it's going down. See? Fibonacci sequence, guys. It's interesting when you look at it. It looks like it's going up, but it's going down, right? So it's down in equation line center. See? Interesting, right? So, and then you connect to all levels. Force line centers and north line position. Circle line conditions, right? You have the circle position. Now, when you get in calculation lines, you set the stream lines. Now, that sets the course locations all levels to a new flux capacitor line channel. Okay, that opens all line positions to high level rotation in a magnetic field or rotation system. Okay, it's interesting when it comes to position locations, but you still have Mars in the back frequency. Now, as that comes in, another XT1000 comes into high rotations in a purple line channel, rotation line system, comes in the other direction line system, scans position to all level division, right? Making sure I get in correlation panels and rotation line conditions. Set the circle line center, circle rotation in position location calculations. Sets the core system, right? Line signals its operation system. Allocates time switch, rotation line position. Sets up a hologram structure of a crop circle, people. It's amazing how it comes into a calculation line stream. Box center, position line centers, all position locations, right? So this is one way to set up a crop circle to its division, right? You have to understand the grounds, the powers, and the action line channel. Now it gets confusing because you think it's going up, but it's actually going down. That is stair reference location to Fibonacci. It changed position locations to all levels to its conditions of string theory. Now string theory comes in position. All right, let's go into levels of black circle. Black circle, graph line center, 4 division locations, all levels of paper. Communication interference, program locations, line conditions. All right, so string theory is all based on dots, signals, locations, right? Okay, so this is basically all what it is. String theory is all patterns. Okay, it's like this. Okay, starts off with this. It's everything through your hand formations, all up with your body system. All right. So you have to understand how it all comes together. So it's linking each one to a chain, 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 and it comes into a plasma. Okay, circle. All right. So you start from this to this and it goes around, right? So the coming in string theory is creation location of patterns. Now you're just linking. That's all you're doing. You're creating a plasma. You're creating a wormhole. You're creating a portal. Okay. You're creating a pattern. Okay. So once you create that, then you get a plasma light. It communicates levels, opens up all position locations of a jump scar. We got in that position location calculations. Now, once you open that signal, this is how string theory is created. With string theory, it creates this portal. So the particle separates in position locations to a shape. The higher you go, the higher the vibration, the higher communications, the higher the codes. All right, so that changes rotation, sets up position locations, right? And sets up another line stream, right? So this protects you from anything that comes in position locations, all intelligence. Right, so we set up a new plasma wall communication cycle. And then we come into division locations and we come into the airline center. And the airline center opens all position location calculation, right? So as we come into that position locations, we're going to go to all levels of travel through line connection, right? So it's amazing. Is it going out or is it going in? It's confusing, right? Fibonacci sequence again. This is all calculated all levels of a string theory line system. If you're going upstairs or downstairs, that's the confusing line rotation in position, right? This is time capacitor, people, how to travel through it, right? And then when you travel through it, close it. So you travel position line center. This is going to take us right to Egypt, right? Travel position locations, always in 12 line center, right? Set up the securing line defense. Now that opens up position location line conditions, interference location channels, right? So all these particle line centers are going to change coloration, right? Because you're setting up a whole level division location of codes, right? So the purple is all levels of you guys. You guys are now in the center line position, getting ready to travel through string theory of the particle factoring communications of time pi, rotation system location to calculation line conditions, right? All right, so I'm going to set the signals, code line center position. Set the core line centers, the levels, new viewers line rotations of everything crew units 1 and 2, position squad line conditions of GFL, and everything they're bound. Set the core line center rotation interference location Egypt. Here we go. Try position line system. All right, you guys are out signal out rotation interference back in Egypt. Ooh-ah. Now that's how you use the string theory. Sets up the portals to round locations to its wormhole position. Hoo-ah. So now you guys have gone to Egypt. It's amazing how you change transformation, communication cycles, and rotation center. It's great practice when you come in that position location of travel. So all right. All right, how are we doing so far? Okay, woo, the empty space of clear. The dots connect to the same signature on another surface dimension. Good. Graph line around the solar system plexus. Everything is safe and secure. Very good. Thank you. Well, Jess, I see a bunch of glowing blue dots, lights again. Yeah, just understand what's going on, little Jess. Why are you seeing these things? It's all about why you're seeing it is the how. The how understands the why, but the why has to understand the how. That's a calculation to its operation of its avatar. Or you're going to get very confused because why is always going to be a problem if you don't understand the operation of how. Okay? So that helps you out and always informs the calculated line system. String theory, the connections, dots, the position locations. Very good, Jill. Excellent. There's a trash bin. Delete all programs and dump them for reclamation. Yep, very good. Airbender. Now you know what Mars looks like. Now we have another machine. It's yellow for extra sonar if needed. Excellent. Going communication line centers, all levels upgrades. So many parallels. Yeah, becoming clear now. Yeah, I can see that locations, what's going on through you, all levels. Amber, rainbow splitting briefly. See, the GFL and the rebellion is getting more connections, which is great. So everything is the crew units 1 and 2 is getting more balanced, how to use crop circles and how to trap visit locations. And the new viewers are getting more used locations to the avatar system. All right, that's what it's all about when you travel through space, right? Seeing how when we're programmed, the bridge trajectory went, crop circles formed through bridge is activated. Very good. Everything connects to the bridge. Excellent. Okay, it is your heart is coloring and codes. Magical carpet. I could morph to any shape anywhere. Yep. Exactly what you're doing is all levels of string theory and how it creates all levels of connections, jump scars, different kind of portals, portal dimensions, portal activations, portal graphs. There's so many levels of portals that you can open up through position location of space, right? But you have to learn how to use all levels first before you travel. So as we're coming into Egypt, high rotation, but it's amazing how we travel, right? So just to start off where we've been so far from this, all calculation line condition interference location of this. It's amazing how it's set up, isn't it? How you set up a crop circle location, all through hologram structure, right? It's digital coding, digital pad. How to set up a hologram structure in space position locations, sending information location to XC1000, set the signal line center back into light interference location of the sun to communications of the moon. It's stored of information to its correlation. This is how we set up new structures of space. All levels through its crop circle of light. So it's kind of how we come into that force location, right? All right, so as we get in position locations, Egypt. Now, Egypt is a high line rotation. We change the interference line conditions, but now we're going to change the placebo cortex effect. Now to do that is to understand all levels of triangulation. We got in that position location calculation line conditions. All right, so Egypt's in a plateau in position line center, ground line center rotation interference. Okay, start with that position. Okay, so we come in this position line conditions. You guys are coming out, see, coming out. As you come out, you go back into the center line center, rotation interference. Now, it has to be in a triangle line condition, interference line position. All right, so we cross wings, high rotation line conditions. Okay, now we channel off into higher rotation. Now, when we do that through calculation, it changes everything through its stream. All right, so as we come into the placebo cortex, the vibration changes the panels coloration line system, right? So it comes from below, right? From space. Right? It's in signal, right? So it comes in the center. Everything goes in center. Everything goes in center, has to, right? Remember that. Everything's operated from inside and out. So as we calculate the line stream and line position location, this changes the placebo cortex and bounces communication levels of the quantum fields. Everything that we do every single day affects everything we do all levels from going forward. In position location, because there's no past in space, only the now. In calculated line streams, we change the graph line interference, change location line conditions. A new high-level system of a placebo cortex line connections coming in, right? Rotation interference, line position. Change the light screens, high position line system. See? It's lit. Now we set the core line center, come into all levels of the sun, graph line rotation of T reception line connections in position. Right? All right, sets the signals on rotation, calculation line conditions. Communication in a streamlined center. So moon's coming in. All right, this is the moon behind line rotation. There's the moon. All right, this sun is in trajectory. Directory line center locations in position. All right, this is the sun. Right, sun's here, moon's there. Graph line center locations all over Egypt. Egypt line center is a country line interference. Now it looks like a planetary line center, but it's in position locations. So it's changing the placebo cortex line to its receptor. This is calculated to modify all levels of your streaming location to its chakra system. This calculates all levels of the brain line center, interference location, the graph line center. So this is how we change position location calculations. All right, all through the placebo effect. Now, changing the channel line center changes the quantum line centers into 5D position. Your placebo cortex is in 3D line center. Now we're going to put it into 5D line system. This is going to put a higher perception location of your perception and how you see things in relation. Communication line system changes everything to its scepter of calculation, right? Changes all formation line systems to your chakra systems, people, right? You have to understand the activation core line center to all levels of 12 DNA track location, right? So as we set the core line center in position location, the sun comes in division right in the center operation line center of the flux capacitor. In position locations, now Egypt's come line center, comes in position right through the center operation line position, calculations. Now in modification line rotation, we set up electrical light, panel interference, position of program setting. That repositions line center, line interlocation to its connections. This changes all levels of its placebo, right? Now that's in position location activation line connection. So we go down in line rotation in position, split the wave line center rotation line connections, comes into a hourglass, right? Sets the course on divisional clocking, change the clocking line center into 5D / activation equals equation, right, to a new placebo. All right. That's correlation line connections. That's a panel line interference location of formula. Set the course line center and division line in rotation. All communication levels, the avatar position is in 5D line conditions of atmosphere, of space, and time. All right? Hoo-ah. All done through equation line. All right. How we doing? All right. Torical fields. This is connecting spins. The Fibonacci spiral. The energy creating the torical fields is pushed out like a flywheel spinning like through energy field. Very good. Hawaii music, please. That's funny. Bigger beats. I want my umbrella. Adding sonar machine. New bridge. Aegis as well. Yellow button is if needed. So the placebo cortex has changed now to 5D line center, divisionary cortex lines, position, and mystical line condition. So it's amazing how what this does is it changes your levels of dreams into visions now. It changes all levels in how you see things through perception, right? And it changes everything through your pixel activation line stream. It's very powerful how you do these things through codes of numbers of 0 and 1s, all through traction. But it's all position location to understand at all levels through this avatar system. But it's amazing how you take things out of equation. Ooh, So, all right, sending Delta Blue for alligators. Confirm placement, standing by to wax with rainbow. Rock the cash bomb. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys are funny. That's awesome. All right. So I'm going to take you guys out of the equation line, center line, and rotation positions, back to contributions out of Egypt, and rotation line system done. All right. So you guys, everybody's out. It's all done. Everything's done. So it's amazing what we do every single day in the process locations and why it's so important to be in the avatar system. Okay. Questions or comments, let me know. We do have private sector. Get confirmation of that system. Everybody else, have cookies and ice cream. Adios.